then I will start with a very short video at first, which simply shows in a 3 minutes session what we are doing and what is the product what we are working on. It starts with data preparation. This is what we are doing today as well in AM Studio. So I working here on a part in AM Studio, do the data preparation, do the slicing and hatching, which is more or less a machine file generation. The output of AM Studio is a machine file. Then I prepare the machine. This is in our facility in Austria. We have one machine up and running in our office, where we have an application center to test new strategies and stuff like that. So I have to prepare the machine, which means I have to clean the whole environment of the machine. This is for every machine vendor nearly the same process. In this case, it's an DMG Mori machine, but for all the other machine vendors, it's pretty similar task to do. So I have to clean the laser input class and the build plate should be cleaned with isopropanol so that there is no oil or something like that on the base plate, so that the melting is a good one of the process, let's call it in this way. Then I close the door. I'm flooding the environment with inert gas. In this case, it's argon, to have an inert environment, because otherwise the melting will not be a good one. And then I have to start to apply the first layer. So a bunch of loosened powder, in this case about 50 microns of powder, is applied to the base plate, so that the first layer can be started later on, or when I start the machine. I can then have a look on the machine about my data preparation that I have done in AM Studio. I can slide through the vectors and all that stuff, but details are coming later on. And when I'm comfortable with how the data are prepared, I can click on start, and this is more or less what the machine is doing. So the laser is scanning the areas which have to be scanned. New powder is applied, and the next layer is scanned. So layer by layer, we are generating the structure which should be the output. So you can see all the vectors are scanned by the laser, and in a certain way which is defined by the software AM Studio, which I will show you then later on in detail. Then the next layer is applied, and then this session is stopped. After the print job is finished, I have to use the vacuum evaporator to remove the loosened powder, because this powder can be reused in the next job. It's not waste. This loosened powder, which is not melted, can be reused in the next job. And this is done with this vacuumizer here. And it stays in the loop of the machine, and so it can be reused for the next print job. So I try to get aware of all the loosened powder, which sometimes takes some minutes or half an hour or something like that. And then I can open the door. I have to wear these masks because there can be some particles in the environment. And I take the more powerful vacuumizer, and then I remove the base plate, and then the job is finished, or the print job is finished. After the parts are still remaining on the base plate, and how we are doing the removal is with a hammer and with the gouge to remove the parts from the base plate. There are other ways in the field, so you can cut them off, you can erode them off, you can meal them off, or whatsoever. We do not have that possibilities in-house or in our house, so that's the reason why we are doing it by hand. And that's it. So this is what we are working for, let's call them this way.